Hello, everyone, and welcome to Long's Toys. I have a Power Rangers Ninja Steel review for you today. I have the pink and white Ranger action hero figures here. Basically, what I'm seeing online is that in the first case assortment, it's basically just the 5 Rangers. The villains, while pictured here, are not really showing up anywhere. At least I haven't seen anyone reported finding them. But here's a nice picture of Pink Ranger. It looks like on the packaging this year they decided to forego bios, and I'm wondering if that is kind of an early release situation because I don't want to give too much about the show away before it actually comes out, or if they just decided not to write up bios anymore. We'll have to wait and see if later releases have the bios put back. But the real big focus this year is that all the figures can pilot the Megazord. If you're familiar with the Ninja Shurikenjin, he had his gimmick was kind of there were lots of different robots released that could fit and pilot the mecha. So they've widened the kind of middle section of the Megazord so that the 5-inch figures can also fit inside, and that's kind of their big pitch this year, that all the figures can fit inside the Megazord. So that's what they are demonstrating there on the back. But here are the pink and white Rangers. The reason I didn't buy the other 3, and for longtime followers of my channel, you may know already, the male Rangers came out in Japan as part of Ninja. For some reason, I guess Bandai of Japan borrowed the mold from Bandai of America for the action heroes, and they actually made Nin Red, Nin Blue, and Nin Yellow. Which I'm trying to think, actually. I guess they weren't called Nin Red, but in any case, the, the red, blue, and yellow Ninjas already exist, and I got them from Japan a little over a year ago. You can see right off the bat that some of the accessories are different, and we'll take a closer look at that later on. But from what I could tell, the American version of those figures weren't different enough that I was going to pick up those. So I just grabbed these to complete out the team because they never made the girls in Japan. So, yeah, so that's where we're at. I'm going to go open these up and we'll take a closer look, and then I'll do a little bit of comparison with the Japanese Rangers. So here are the white and pink Rangers out of the packaging. I think they look pretty good. Nice detail. You can see they all have a kind of sash that has the shuriken symbol in their color. Nice paint on the helmets. Not a whole lot going on in the back, but there's not really a whole lot going on there. It's kind of funny. The swords are kind of almost too big for their hands. It kind of stretches out their grip a little bit to hold them. I mean, they're absolutely massive. Let's see if I can get it to focus here. A lot of nice molded in detail. You can see it's got the element shuriken on the sword. And it's very, very long sword, which I appreciate. So I'm just going to put that off to the side for now. But the articulation is pretty much standard for a female 5-inch figure. Head can go from side to side. You have the up and down and all the way around in the shoulder. You have 90-degree in the elbow. Then you have a swivel here at this kind of cuff. Now, there is also a swivel at the wrist. For some reason, the left wrist on mine doesn't want to swivel, and it feels like I'm twisting the plastic. So, oops, I don't really want to keep doing that. So I'm kind of just going to leave that one alone and just swivel it at the glove cuff. But this one you can see can swivel. So that one's working. And then the swivel up here. Now there's no waist articulation. The skirts do have the slit in the side. So you can move the legs a little bit better motion than you'd normally get. But still kind of restricted front to back, but you get a little bit more to the side motion. Now it looks like there should be where the top of the long boot, but there's no swivel there. It's just 90 degrees in the knee, and then you have an ankle side-to-side twist. So decent amount of articulation. Now, I think you can pretty much get the poses you want to get. I just think it's weird that these are so thick that they can barely fit in their hand. Like, it's kind of difficult to get her to hold the sword. It almost feels like you're going to break the hand. It's just so large. It barely fits in there. So that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, taking a look, there's a little bit more detail with the pink ranger. I'm sorry, with the white ranger, I think, just because you have the nice pink trim on everything, and she's got kind of a cooler shuriken on her helmet. But otherwise, the articulation is exactly the same. It's kind of unfortunate she's got numbers printed on her butt, really big and black like that. I guess they both do. so that's kind of a bummer. It stands out more on the White Ranger because it's black on white. But yeah, otherwise articulation's exactly the same, but the pink trim is a nice touch. So they kind of look like mirror opposites of each other if you think about it. And the swords are exactly the same. They both have the element shuriken molded on. But overall, I definitely think they're nice figures. Now, if I go ahead and bring in like the Red Ranger from the Japanese line, you can see that they are in scale. So it makes sense. And they look pretty much the same. He's got the same articulation. You got the boot swivel, the 90 degrees at the knee, the leg front to side, no waist articulation, same shoulder joint, elbow, and then I think he has a swivel at the cuff as well, and he's got kind of two swivels. Or no, I guess it's his swivel is here in the middle of the cuff. But I think it's funny, like if you take a look at the sword that he comes with, if I can get him to stand. Oh, he's knocking everyone over. What are you doing here? What are you doing? So if you take a look, this is the Power Ranger sword, and then this is the sword from Japan. So you can see it's definitely much longer, the American one, but you can see they have different shurikens. This has the element shuriken, and this has the normal transformation shuriken. So I think that's kind of neat. So they definitely molded new accessories. The Japanese ones also came with the frog gun, which I believe we are going to see in America. It just hasn't been released yet. I think the American one is going to shoot discs out of his mouth, which is kind of neat. But these figures came with these extra accessories. And the other thing is you can see the element shuriken and the transformation shuriken on their belts were actually molded in different colored plastic in the Japanese version. Whereas here they're just gold as part of the belt. So I have not, I don't have one of the American male Rangers to do a direct side-by-side comparison, but I believe what I've heard is they actually have kind of a ratchet in the shoulder, where this is a perfectly fine tight joint, and I don't think it needs a ratchet, but I've been told the American ones have a ratchet in the shoulder up and down. So that's a little bit of an added bonus over the Japanese version. But otherwise, I think if you put the figures next to each other, you really wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And these come with more accessories, and the shuriken are painted. So I kind of appreciate the Japanese versions a little bit better. In my mind, they just weren't different enough to warrant rebuying those 3 Rangers. So I just wanted to pick up the 2 girls so I can complete my team. So here's a nice team group shot. It's nice to finally have all 5 of the Ninjas or Ninja Steel Rangers, however you want to classify them. But in any case, I definitely think it's a nice... I've always liked the designs of these suits, and it's nice to have a full 5-person team here. So yeah, I think if you're, you never had a chance to get the Japanese versions, I think the American versions are going to be perfectly good because they're probably 95% exactly the same. But yeah, they're nice figures. Bandai always does a nice job with the 5-inch figure line, in my opinion. And, the 5 of these look really nice together. If you do want to see my full review of the Japanese versions of these Ninja Steel Rangers, I'll put the link to my original review in the description below, so you can jump over there and see those 3 guys. But yeah, I think white and pink are fantastic. Really nice detailing. The paint's nice and sharp, and the accessories they come with are nice. Would have been cool to get a little bit more than just the sword as far as accessories go, but not a huge problem. So let me know what you guys think in the description below, or in the comments below. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.